Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a Do They Miss You spread for my lovely, fantastic Gemini. If this does resonate with you and you'd like your personal custom reading, please click the link in the description box down below. This says book your own personal custom reading. With that being said, and you're new here and you enjoy the content that I produce, consider subscribing if you'd like. Let's get right into it by shuffling the cards 3 times in a row. You know how I do, and if you don't know how I do, now you do. No. I hope you're having a wonderful day, night, or evening, whatever time of day it is for you. And the first question that I'm going to be asking is, how do they feel about you? How do they feel about you? Let's shuffle that one more time. That was a fail attempt there. There we go, that's better. One more time for good luck. And we think we'll be good. Alright. So, how do they feel about you? How do they feel about you? How do they feel about you? So they are feeling right off the bat the Knight of Wands. This is representing of 2 things here. So this could represent a person and or an action, or both, of course. So Knights is representing movement towards something here. Knights is also representing of a person, such as Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. And Wands represents passion and love and intimacy here. And so what is this telling me? How do they feel about you initially? They feel like they want to move towards you and offer their passions towards you. Right? So how else do they feel about you? How else do they feel about you? How else do they feel about you? They feel like the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is representing of somebody that wants to get straight to the point. They're like, hey, I don't want to play around. I don't want to mess around. I just want to get straight to the point with you and tell you straight up and down how it is and what we should do, right? And this is the main central theme. So they feel like they need to move towards you, move towards their passions with you, and get straight to the point with it, right? And so how else do they feel about you? How else do they feel about you? How else do they feel about you? They feel like their hands are tied behind their back and they're doing a lot of thinking and contemplating about the situation as a whole. And the reason I say that is because we have a lot of swords here, right? And so basically, this person feels like they are either, really trapped in the situation, but honestly, they're just trapped in their own head. They're just trapped in their thoughts and feelings, and they're not able to truly express that, right? So, kind of as like a recap, they want to move towards you, they want to get straight to the point, and they feel like they're kind of trapped in their own head, and they feel like their hands are tied behind their back, but they're really not. Okay, here's like she. What are the blockages between you and them? So what caused you guys to have a disconnect and just feeling like there is not enough happening, right? So what are the blockages? What are the blockages? What are the blockages? So the first blockage here is a judgment card. The judgment card typically represents exes, so this is kind of like the ex returns card. So perhaps maybe there's a third party involvement happening where there's a blockage between you and them because their ex is in the picture and they're not really interacting with you on that level as much anymore. Why else, or what else are the blockages? What else are the blockages? What else are the blockages? So it seems like they're really holding their heart close to their chest, and they're not really willing to give up much of their feelings and emotions anymore. This is also holding on for a short success and, being a little bit petty and, just holding on to grudges unnecessarily here. So that's obviously a blockage because, you don't want to have somebody that's holding on to things unnecessarily. And this is the main central theme of that. What else are the blockages? What else are the blockages? What else are the blockages? It seems like somebody's really conversing with their friends quite a lot in this situation, and they're emotionally investing a lot of time in this situation with their friends. And that may cause a blockage between you and this individual, because if you guys aren't communicating with each other how you guys are feeling, and somebody else is just telling other people, it's obviously not going to be a good thing, and you're not going to be able to tell each other how you truly feel about the situation. So therefore, obviously, this is as well as a blockage for you too, because somebody is constantly conversing with other people. So let's pull up my notes real quick and see, do they miss you? Do they miss you? Do they care about you? What's on their mind, right? So do they miss you? Do they miss you? Do they miss you? Well, we have the Chariot card, and the Chariot card is representing of somebody wanting to move forth with something here. They want to go and close that distance. This could be a long-distance relationship or something, a long-distance travel, but they want to close the gap, right? Do they miss you? Do they miss you? Do they miss you? Yes, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Ace is representing an offering here. Pentacles is representing of long-term commitment and or an individual giving something here. And we have somebody just like, hey, I want to give you long-term commitment. I want to give you a relationship that's long-lasting, a standing point. I want to close the gap between you and me so that we can cause something great to happen. And this is kind of obviously alluding to the point here if they do miss you. But let's continue on. Do they miss you? Do they miss you? Do they miss you? Yep. We have the Page of Pentacles. Again, we have messages. Pages is representing of messages. Pentacles is representing of long-term commitment, long-lasting, standing relationships here. And they want to send you that, love and commitment overall. So, yes, they do miss you. So, do they want you back in their life is the question here. Do they want you back in their life? Do they want you back in their life? Do they want you back in their life? They want the Wheel of Fortune to turn in their favor. They want things to work out and to move in a positive direction so that they can be happy with you, to have that wonderful commitment, and to be, exceedingly happy, just exceeding in things. So, again, do they want you back in their life? Do they want you back in their life? Do they want you back in their lives? They are suffering they are suffering from worry and anxiety here, as you can see, and they're doing a lot of thinking and contemplating about the situation as a whole. Because we have the swords here. They're unable to get a good night's rest about the situation. Of course, they want things to turn in their favor, but they're very scared about what's going to happen and how it's going to play out. And they're not completely satisfied with the outcome here. They're like, I'm upset. I want they want this person back. I don't know what's going on. So they're feeling some type of remorse here. Obviously, they feel upset about it. And they're just unable to have a good night's rest, and this is the main central theme here. So, do they want you back in their life? Do they want you back in their life? Do they want you back in their life? I see. Interesting. So we got two negatives, I would say, but I feel like they're carrying around a lot of burden and a lot of unnecessary burden, I may say, and weight on their shoulders, and they're feeling quite upset, and maybe something happened between you and them, and maybe they were on the wrong, so they feel like they need to repent for a lot of things. They feel like they're the bad guy of the situation, so they're kind of just walking around feeling quite defeated, feeling quite upset about what's happening overall as a situation. So there is that, and you need to also be aware that they're just trying to walk away from the situation as well. I feel like they're having a lot of worry and anxiety about the situation, so they're not able to move in a positive direction. And so they want the Wheel of Fortune to turn in their favor, of course, but they got a lot of stuff on their mind that they're dealing with that's causing them to feel differently about everything. So, with that being said, let's get some advice. and figure out what you're going to do to help the situation. So let's get some advice. Let's get some advice. Let's get some, thank you. Playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together and remember, love is the greatest healer. So, what do I see from this? I see that you guys need to interact with each other. I feel like you guys need to reunite and remember the good times that you guys used to have instead of the negative, instead of holding on to the negative. Just remember the good times, and love is like the greatest factor. So if you guys are just having a good time, if you guys are just, doing things together, remembering what's going on, remembering why you guys were such good friends or in such a wonderful relationship, I feel like it will really help you guys out a lot, and you'll be able to see things a lot clearly. So give it a try and see how it works out. With that being said, thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you want to see more videos and content like this one, hit that notification bell to get notified when I upload videos every week. Here's some more videos over here that YouTube has recommended for you to watch. I wish nothing but the best for you. Take care, and good luck.